Damn, somebody's in here already? I'm having like fucking. Oh man, dude, I heard the scariest presidential address. Did anybody else see that? President Obama President Obama, I wish. President Joe Biden made a Christmas message. Go look at it. It's all over social media. People are dissecting the shit out of it. It's crazy. He's talking about war. He's like, he cited all these Christmases where he's like, I didn't know that we fucking attacked, stormed Germany like right at Christmas time. I didn't know that they fucking put the plan together to do that at Christmas time, or or D-Day was in November. I don't know, but he was saying like it was at Christmas when the Allied troops rode against Nazi Germany and, on New Year's Day, and it was also at Christmas that we planned uh, President Lincoln made the approximation declaration or whatever the fuck it is, and then on Christmas and then on New Year's they rode on the South, dude, and the Civil War began. And he's like citing, it's like, why are you citing all these times when Christmas War was planned and declared and then started on the first? The shit that happens at Christmas time. And you're not talking about any of that. You're talking about war planning. It's crazy, dude. I was I got hip to it because somebody else fucking posted and put watch and listen carefully. And then I could hear it was clear as day. It was like, that's the theme here. He's citing all these times when we had to make tough decisions, and it was at Christmas time that we planned it all out. And then come the new year, we fucking and what? And I've seen on TikTok some some speeches from President Putin. Because I was thinking the word President Putin at the same time that I said speech, so I said spooch. He gave the spooch about how'd you like to start the new year fucked and all this shit and like all this shit, dude. And they were saying like, oh yeah, they have like the Russian version of Fox and Friends. And the lady's like, look at this society. This is this fucking collapse of a society when they voted and choose a transgender athlete that can't go 10 hours without a vape before they chose a decorated soldier that made sacrifices and suffered during his sacrifice for his fatherland, America. And I was like, first of all, lady, nobody in America calls it the fatherland because that's y'all's the shit. Y'all been in Russia and have a fatherland. Like that's not how it is here. Like this is like taken from one people to another, and then the other people come and take it, and it's just a mixed group of people now that are, quite frankly, act in legislation and in spirit way better than you guys, because you don't let just anybody go register a vehicle there. You don't let anybody just make money if they want under the table and fucking, hey, misbehaving. I'm so happy to see you, dude. When he got blown off the USS Arizona. Yep. See. That's what he was talking about. I knew it. I didn't think so. I thought they did like December was the day that would live in infamy. I don't know. It was December, huh? It wasn't November. Yeah, I'm telling you. It's like, why are you talking about this? There was a lot of Hawaiian Christmases and European Christmases that, why are you talking about that one? It's just weird, man. It's like, and then they're talking about this Arctic blast. I think after Christmas, the Arctic blast, because I was reading about it in the newspaper this morning, USA Today, they were describing this Arctic blast and they were saying to prepare for it as if it's going to be like a massive explosion of frigid air and all the shit. And I was like, thinking, what? Fuck, dude, what if you split a fucking, a nitrous atom? it probably would be cold ass air, dude. Because that's what happens when you release nitrous atoms. It fucking freezes anything it touches. Am I right? You can't suck on a nitrous tank. That's how people die. You have to put it in a balloon or something and it gets frozen and then it takes a second to thaw out. You have that smoking balloon right there and you breathe off of that. I don't know how it's like cold, but it's just weird because it's like December 7th, 94. Yeah, man, that's fucking crazy, man. Um, yeah, because we didn't just go into war. We got bombed on December 7th, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, what the fuck?" And then it was about Christmas time that he says, according to him, that we planned it out and decided, "Fuck it, we're going on fucking New Year's." So yeah, you're gonna be, you're gonna be. I think they're gonna do it, man. They're gonna do this bomb because I heard Al Gore talking about it years ago, and everybody seems to forget about that. Just like everybody forgot about when nobody knew what the internet was, and Al Gore was like, "I've been in a council with the top fucking people that are like creating this shit, and if we fucking put this online, it's gonna give everybody access. It's gonna change the world, and nobody really believes it, but I see it." And then I remember that, and then everybody laughed at him and fucked him up when he said he invented the internet. Like you wouldn't have, he didn't say he invented the internet. He said you wouldn't have the internet if it wasn't for me, and that's fucking facts. I remember when that happened. I remember hearing him, and I was already a computer nerd. Not really, but my brother's a hardcore computer nerd, and they were already building PCs from scratch. Like we had the fucking Apple, and some kid that we knew was like, "You're tripping, dude." He's like, "Look, I got full color screen." And it's not Dodge Matrix. It was like full photorealistic, full color pictures. I remember, we're all 13 years old, so of course it was in a chicken bikini. We were like, no way. And here we waiting 45 minutes to download a fucking dot matrix black and white picture of Spider-Man, and no one can use the phone in the house for that. You know what I mean? And this kid comes over and he's got full color, and we're like, what? And he's like, yeah, you don't even know, dude. Like Bill Gates been writing software, so all you have to do is put all these pieces together, and you can fucking run Windows on this operating system. Anything you put together, like what the fuck? And then started building computers. Fuck, we had to have fans on them and shit back then. They didn't have no fucking internal fans and shit. I remember that. But anyway, Al Gore was talking about, amongst other things back then, he was saying we can stop fucking global warming by setting off detonated charges so that it sends us into a nuclear winter for 2 years. And it was like he said, why don't they do that? Ellen's like, why don't you do that? And then they're like, because the problem is nothing will grow. So we have to have, like, there's a lot of pre-planning that we have to do, a lot of prepping. And they probably decided like, no, 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 let's not do the prep part. That way we can get rid of a lot of undesirable people. And if they're strong enough to survive, then I guess we want their genes. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just fucking weird, dude. Oh, well, with a silencer, yeah. With a silencer. You can't just get on the fucking thing because it'll freeze your fucking lips. Blown off 2 ships, dude. That's fucking crazy, dude. Damn, that's fucking bitching, man. That's so rad. That's a great, like, sucks for your dad. He probably lost a lot of people that day and it was fucked and horrible. But damn, dude. That's fucking cool, man. Your dad's a real war hero. That's great. Has he ever gone back there? What was he on, the Arizona? You said that's fucking crazy. That's hardcore. Your dad's bitching. Has he ever gone back there in his life? Did he ever go back? I see you see all kinds of Japanese people there and shit. I got a lot of respect for Japanese people though, because they did that on purpose. You know why? I've read shit about it. The emperor saw that the world was changing, and he saw like who the trajectory of like, okay, we got these people, you got these people, and like these people though, they're very new. They have way more resources than everybody else. Their trajectory is great. If we poke them, then we'll either defeat them, and when we get all that shit becomes ours, or like all warfare, we become embodied and married to them, and they take us over, and we haven't. We've been married like that, and I would never like. It would be like a part of your soul being ripped out if you ever had to like choose between Japan, right? I mean, right? Kind of like China, dude. I feel the same way too because I'm like, just it's all the kung fu and plus TikTok. I just met some hilarious Chinese people, and you know, it's cool, dude. They're it's like a bad it's a bad fucking mojo, man. People, but see, he brought the two cultures together, and they would have been assimilated by China, like all the other communists. Look at all the other Asian countries, dude. They're all fucking communists, and we had to fight them. And they figured by taking a chance fighting us, win or lose, they're going to be assimilated and tied to the big dog, which is like Japan is like our giant living aircraft carrier that we have permanently stationed in the South Pacific. It will be a tremendous advantage if we do go to war with North Korea or China over Taiwan to have that fucking operating base. Because I just read that according to the Central Intelligence Agency's studies, China is capable of launching a massive amphibious invasion. They can do that. They can leave right now with everything they have, and they can create a supply chain that'll allow them to invade Taiwan, which they weren't able to do. Russia's only aircraft carrier, check this out. Russia only has one aircraft carrier, and it caught on fire yesterday. So, and I think I heard the same thing. Like China has a aircraft carrier, but they can't figure out how to make the steam catapult system launch. If you notice, theirs is like a launch ramp. The front of their aircraft carriers go up like a launch ramp, and that's how their planes get the lift. They don't even have a fucking catapult system. They all they have to do is copy it. But we fucking hide that shit so well. Even with the satellites watching them launch aircraft, they can't figure out how to do it. Think about that, dude. And then you know what I mean? And then and I voted for Donald Trump, but I like him as a person. I did until I found out you would take things like that, dude, and sell it to them because you're just a greedy money grubbing bitch and you don't even care about America or anything. And like you're at the top, they let you cheat, you don't have to pay taxes, they let you become the fucking president, and, despite all that toxicity and shitting and causing problems. He was the only president I ever seen in my life that gave away fucking money, though. That's facts, dude. Right? But they fucking they fucking caught him, dude. They caught him, and now they are gonna bust him for all the other shit. And to me, that's the foulest thing, man. Turning against, like it's like in The Godfather. Don't ever go against the family, dude. It's just weird because Donald Trump, you probably have been to other countries, you have been other places, and like anybody that's ever been anywhere, dude, and had some like a fucking pop off between Americans that don't even fucking know each other. Fucking Americans will come together, dude, in other countries like this. You see black, white, rich, doesn't care. It could be a motherfucker in a suit and a fucking bum like me. I've seen it, dude, many times. Something will happen in another country, and you hear the American fighting and screaming, and nobody even cares what's going on. Just other Americans just running. Yeah, ask people, dude. Ask people. Black people will tell you. White people, fucking Asian people, everybody. It don't even matter. Just everybody, because that's what's up, dude. Because when you're anywhere else, you realize how fucking shit it is out there. Like we are better than everybody else. Like we will let you register your vehicle here if you don't have a driver's license. You have a valid identification. You are who you say you are. You don't even have to. You could bring your Sinaloan fucking birth certificate to the California DMV and they'll start a fucking thing. They don't care what your immigration status is. None of that. Not other countries. Good luck. Good luck registering a vehicle. Good luck importing anything. Apparently, you can't even get a vape cartridge into some of these places, dude. So tell me we're not better because we will let you take a vape cartridge. And we'll say, whoa, 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 wait a minute. We have to give this person a chance because they're fucking transgender and they said a bunch of shit against America, but they're still an American. And we're trying to make people feel important that have been marginalized. So yeah, we'll take the marginalized one because we're better and we want to show people that like we are actually, in fact, better than you guys. And like, I will say there's more freedom. There's definitely more freedom in Latin America. And like you say, well, wait a minute, Eljo, there's a cop on every corner. Half the society is law enforcement purposefully because they didn't have technology and you had to have someone in every corner in order to keep the order. There's no freedom. You have nowhere to fucking run and hide. Yeah. But if you're not doing anything, it's a small minor inconvenience. You're not going to be incarcerated of all in any kind of way. And there's no paper trail. There's literally they're so disorganized and so like just don't give a fuck. It's not important. They're not like trying to ruin people's lives for the rest of their life. Life is hard enough. Are you gonna make it so this motherfucker can't get a job ever again? You know what's crazy is my only complaint about America is that the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the CIA, does share all of our fucking criminal history with every fucking organized government. So it's just fucked. You know what I mean? Because Mexico still if I get stopped, and I will, it happens walking, not driving, but walking through, and they say, let's see your papers. I don't want to have any fucking papers. And they say, oh, you got a valid ID. And they take your fucking ID and they type it in the computer. They're all, okay. You've been busted for marijuana. And it's like, okay, yeah, bye. We don't, it's against the law to be a drug addict in Mexico. You can't come in, dude. Later. Because I've had that happen. And they take you over to Border Patrol and release you into California Border Patrol. And Border Patrol takes your fucking ID just to see who they're fucking with. If you have any warrants or whatever, if you're just a regular person, it's like they don't even put the cuffs on you. It's like, come on, dude. That happens. That's true. But yet Mexico doesn't share their information. That's what our complaint is right now. It's we don't know who these people are. Yeah, there's probably a reason for that. But you cocksucking share my bust over 2 grams of weed, the shit that you motherfucking these motherfuckers can smoke, while that fucking kook is driving minors around across state lines chasing the fucking bag. Just that, but yeah, that's what it is, Joe. Like it's not a surprise. That's what it is. So my understanding is that all things come from God. So God wants you to eat fucking shit. And when you say like some people are like they're like, "Oh my God, you have the most beautiful voice." They're like, "Yeah, I was molested by my father from the age of 3 to 7, and I just learned." Okay, well, not me, not me, dude. All the fucking trauma and fucked up shit that happened to me, it didn't make me no fucking singer. It didn't give me no fucking superpowers. It didn't make me any. You know what I mean? If anything, I feel even more fucked up and worthless and fucking shitty. So, you know what I mean? All things come from God, right? I guess the reason I have favors because I'm not mad about it. I just accept it and like, oh well, that clinic that I watch a clinic that was the foundation and the principle of that place was to help people that were struggling with long-term drug addiction and pain management and certain diseases and shit, right? I had that rib injury, which is why I started taking medication in the first place. But like that's your founding principle. And you have people there from all walks of life, but a large portion of them are elderly people that are just desperately trying to pain manage or live the remaining days, in comfort. And you shitted on those people. You knew what was coming because I was told. I started stockpiling, dude, and buying extra. And then when I was told I couldn't get extra anymore, I knew I couldn't even get any take homes. Like I got to come every day for one dose. Like, yeah, this is not good. You're running out of shit, and what's gonna happen when you run out? well, we should be getting more any day. And I know that they were cutting it because this other shit over here is way fucking stronger, dude. And there's no opioid blockers in it. So it's like, but my body's still going through a hardcore transition. And I think about how the fuck all these people over here that can't get fucking cross the border, can't go somewhere else to get juice, don't have the money to drive 2 hours south or east to another fucking clinic, right? Which there ain't. There's not even one within 2 hours. Or go back to like an active using. I'm like, okay, like it's just crazy, dude. It's crazy to me. And they're suffering, dude, on Christmas. You know what I mean? I have to suffer, dude, because I'm used to a large dose. These motherfuckers over here, they don't know anything. They're so scared of killing people that they shit on, which again, it doesn't make sense. It's all bureaucracy. And it's all one person stupider than the other that's telling the person what to do. And it's such a thin, fragile chain. And the only reason it fucking holds together at all is because each one of those links is so afraid of losing their fucking job, which tells me you have zero faith. You have zero understanding of how it goes. Anybody that knows anything about anything knows that when one door closes, another better one opens. That's why it got closed for you. And like, and so on and so forth. They're like, just like you figured this out, you'll fucking figure something else out. You know what I mean? And that's coming from the bottom of the barrel. So how do you not have that fucking mentality up here where you're like, so you can be threatened? Like, I'd be like, okay, fire me then. If I get fired from this job, I guess it wasn't for me, huh? You know what I mean? It must have been the Lord's plan, right? That I stay at something that I'm not supposed to be at. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it's like you have blind people literally leading sick people. And it's weird. And it's most of us are not sick because of anything we did. That even though that's the first thing that comes out of everybody's mouth. You did it to yourself. Yeah, you're right. I fucking chose suffering and disease and fucking heartache and sickness and fucking loss and purposefully placing yourself at the bottom with a glass ceiling. Like that's you're right. That was totally by choice. Like, come on, man. No, you're choosing a immediate direct relief from obvious trauma and torment that real life's just not fucking cutting it for you. So I'm killing myself to live, sort of thing. And yeah, use versus abuse. Well, I'll tell you what my fucking use is. You can go to a legitimate legal clinic and get 4 years worth of clean UAs from me to match the one that I just gave you, right? That you saw come out of my dick, and the temperature was exactly what the fuck it's supposed to be. And the only thing is, it was exactly what the fuck was supposed to be in there. Because that's normal, right? For fucking drug addicts, right? And you have this and you see it there. And you don't have to think about it morally. All you have to do is put that paper in the envelope and file it so that the person you're scared of can come along when they question you, which they're not going to do. That's just your own fucked up fear. But they're going to pull the paperwork and go, oh, okay, it's all here. They're giving take homes away and they have the fucking clean UAs to back it up. So, okay, nothing to see here. But it's not like that. You're making what you think is the best decision on out of your best thinking, your best judgment, which is shit. Every human being on earth, guaranteed. That's why we have problems. That's why we're called fallible creatures. That's for sure what's going to happen. And you know what I mean? So it's like, and so I knew I was fucked because I'm like, well, it's Christmas time. There ain't going to be no goddamn doctor here and administration and all this shit. Everybody's wrapping it up and doing their thing. I have to go right now, dude, if this is going to happen. And I did that. Okay, cool. So now at least I got that out of the way, but I have to come here every day, like from across the border. I'm cool with that, dude. I'm used to getting up. I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, but that's the other thing. Since I've been medicating over here and it's like the real shit, I slept for the first time for 7 hours last night, uninterrupted, and 7 hours uninterrupted before that. I haven't done that in 4 years. I sleep 3 hours a night at the most, dude. I'll go to bed at 1 o'clock and I'll wake up at 3:45 and I'll go like fucking no way, dude. There's no way. And like I feel normal. I start doing my thing and I'm like, what? There's no way. So I'm like, hey, what's up, Jeffro? Good to see you, man. It's like this, dude. You've been doing it, they've been doing it long enough to know the fucking answers and know what's up, dude. Addicts are extreme creatures of habit. So it's not fucking rocket scientist. You could be like, okay, this is what's going on, this is what's up. Okay, this is what they want. And it's like everything else. Why are you there at that shitty job? Smelling attic asshole and fucking dirty fucking socks and just dealing with this just that level of dysfunction and anger, right? And they're all getting some for free, what you're working for. So they figured out how to do something you fucking have to work like a chump for. You know what I mean? And there's always that. And you know that because you hear them because they make comments about it. Well, here you go. Why you're not paying for it anyway? What do you care? You're like, what? Dude, that's not your place to fucking say any of that. It's definitely not professional, but you know what I mean? I guess when you're 19 years old, that's the only one you could find to do that job is babies. Because everybody else is like hip to it. And they're like, what? Your little $12 an hour is fucking garbage anyway. Garbage, dude. You're taking taxes out and probably all some mo shit. And they fire people. They have a high turnover. So I know it's a fucking shitty job because I've seen it, dude, for years. It's not my first rodeo, dude. The only good thing is that I see a lot of the same faces there that I saw 15 years ago. So if it was bad, we wouldn't even see that. But dude, so they didn't even start me out at the dose. Like you call, you verified that I'm on 100 milligrams, but the doctor says, I just don't know what their quality of stuff was. It's like, well, dude, I'm a lifetime addict. It's going to be pretty hard to fucking overdose. You know what I mean? Like, you know, but you have a patient for 100. Well, I'll give you 30. And then you wait 2 hours, I'll give you another 10. And then you come tomorrow, we'll give you 50. And then when you come today, I got 60. And it's like, okay, that's cool for now. But I did wake up and I had problems, dude. And I mean, I wasn't, I don't know. On the one hand, it's like, okay, hey, it's on. I got every reason for it just to be on and cracking, like, just like at the clinic, they tell you, we'll figure it out. Oh, yeah, look. So I say, I come in, I go, wow, tomorrow's Christmas Eve. Fuck, dude. So I had to come in here on Christmas Eve or what? I go, I also noticed you guys post the hours for every day except for Sunday. Are you not open on Sunday? And they're like, yeah, we're not open on Sunday. It's like, well, how the fuck does that work? They're like, oh, well, you bring a box and you get a take home for overnight. I'm thinking, oh, well, that's good. Then I don't have anything to worry about because I got to get up and cross the border to come to work anyway and take the kid to school. So if I just have to like take my dose and it's free and then you're doing all these other things for me that are helping me out, great. But what about on Saturday, dude? Or what about when that's not fair to wake your kid up every day after he gets up every day like a champ. And then, he's doing that on a reward basis and he gets to sit around on Saturday and Sunday. Now I got to get him up and do this or leave my kid in another country at home alone while I come over here. And yeah, the whole thing will take an hour return trip, but still, dude, there's a lot that could happen. I don't feel good about it. It ain't right. And then like they said, "Oh, well, yeah, everybody gets a take home for that day. So that's cool. Oh, I'll get one day of rest like you should. Okay, great. Oh, except for you, because you're a new patient. You don't get one. I'm like, okay, well, how does that work? They're like, oh, you're gonna have to go to this other clinic over here. Well, I'm like, that's like 2 hours more north, dude. So I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't even live here, dude. So you're telling me I got to get up on Christmas Day and 2 hours across the border and 2 hours to go. That's like half a day. That's like I'm spending half a day just to feel good for a day. Like that's fucking stupid. Why would I do that? Why would I do that to my kid on Christmas Day? I said, let me just guess. The clinic's open all day, regular hours on Christmas Day, like for one person, for the small handful of few people that fucking recently intook. And they're like, oh, no, 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 no. They have modified hours. They're open from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. I'm like, oh. So I got to get my son up at 4 o'clock in the morning on Christmas Day. Like, no, 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 don't look at the presents yet. We're going to come back and open them and run over here. Hope I don't get a flat. Hope I don't get pulled over. Hope nothing goes wrong, which it hasn't happened in a long time. So I know any day it's coming, dude, with tube tires and fucking just everything the way it is. That's what's happening. Jank fucking plates. And it's like, okay. And the walking line is like 2 to 4 hours versus 20 minutes in a fucking motorcycle. So I'm like, if everything goes okay, I get up 4 o'clock in the morning, run over here, make it there on time. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's only 4 hours. That's a lot that could go wrong, dude. If I did all that and got there at 9:01 and missed it, I'd be so pissed. Like I wouldn't even do it to myself. I already know that's how it goes. So I'm just gonna like you say like I'll just get a bag, but that's not gonna do anything. You know what I mean? Methadone has a half-life of 24 hours. That's how long it stays in your body before it starts leaving and you even feel withdrawal symptoms. So 24 hours later, dude. Fentanyl has a 3 hour half-life. Heroin has a 10 hour. You know what I mean? Fentanyl has a 3 hour. That means that's why people that do it will tell you they wake up in the middle of the night and do it in order to go back to sleep. And it probably explains why I couldn't sleep on this shit if they had quality control issues and it was like fentanyl in there, then it makes sense. And it's like, I don't know, it's just weird, dude. It's just like, so it doesn't work, is what I'm trying to say. It has small half life. So I'm gonna go buy a huge powder fucking ball just so I don't have to be sick on Christmas because nothing I did wrong. It was like, well, you should have thought of that before you were partying and doing drugs. It's like, dude, I wasn't doing any of that. In fact, you have 4 years worth of clean UAs. What the fuck? And I know that because they relied on them. In order to stay operational, you have to be showing some kind of success. So those of us that were clean, we were like pissing on behalf of other people, like at the request of the clinic and shit, dude, for real. You don't want them to go out of business. So we were like gold, dude. We gave them their legs to fucking stand on, just by being clean and shit. And you didn't, and then you didn't get anything out of it. You just got fucking, you know. And then you got to go through this rigmarole because it's run by a bunch of dumb motherfuckers that are just scared to lose their fucking job. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to fucking. Yeah, it is cold here, man. It's freezing for Southern California. It's freezing, dude, especially at night. I don't know. There's not. They expect like this is what I expect. So I'm not even built up. It's like, yeah, if you fucking get me gouged out, I could probably skip a day. But I think like I'll be up to 70 tomorrow. I'm like on Christmas Eve, and then I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna go dose and then look for a bag, I guess. Like I have 30 or 40 milligrams of the old shit that I saved because I was told, dude, I was told by one of the chicks that works there, like, hey, dude, start putting some aside or start doing something because we're gonna run out. I don't know what happened. Like they can't find the other place, and the other place that has like legitimate juice, they want so much for it. It's like half our patients aren't gonna fucking dose, and then we're like stuck with this shit, and like we're just waiting for the supply. It's gonna happen. She said it's taking a long time because they're quality control testing it, dude, to make sure nobody's cutting it. And here I was trying to avoid fentanyl because you know why? I don't like the way that it fucking binds to heroin and methadone and shit. They don't bind to the neuroreceptors that are responsible for your nerve endings. And the fucking that shit does, dude. Fentanyl does, and I know that because you smoke it for a couple of days, and then one of the first withdrawal symptoms, and I see this in other people, right? Early in the morning, you'll see a guy getting on the bus, or you'll see somebody on the side of the road, and it's like, they're trying to shake this fucking thing out of their arm. It's an electrical malfunction, dude, a central nervous system, and it's like I never had that, and that's very, very, very difficult to deal with. So I just had no desire. Like seeing people like that, I'm like, I don't, you know what I mean? But I need something because it keeps me. If I don't have methadone, I notice. Well, let me put it like this: when I'm on methadone, I notice that the chance for relapse is 0% because I went, and then the proof is in the pudding, dude. I went 4 years to this day, even despite what happened and what I'm going through right now. I still haven't picked up. I still haven't used. So I'm just going what the professionals are telling me to do, even though it's a pain in the ass. But then after this week, I will get that Saturday take home. So we will get a rest where we don't have to fucking cross. And then as soon as they get my UA back and see what the fuck they're really dealing with, I'll probably get weekend take homes immediately. So it's just temporary. You know what I mean? And it falls out at Christmas because sometimes that's the way that your fucking God gets your attention, dude. Doesn't always want things to change, but he definitely wants them to be acknowledged. Like, you know what I mean? Lest we think that we're puffed up or better than something we're not. You know? I see it with Evan too. Like he's going through it too at this time because it all comes around to show you, man. I notice if it ain't now, it's at fucking Easter. That's always when God does it. And I'm on my best behavior because I notice like God also only does this to me when I'm at my worst behavior. And I'm just like, wow, I'm like at my best behavior. I'm doing the best I've ever done. How could I be at my, and you want to know what it is? It's my parenting. I'm at my worst behavior because of who I am as a parent. Short fuse, angry, militaristic. I give you whatever you want, though. I give you whatever you want, and it ain't no fucking reward basis. You just get it, and all you got to do is show up. But I will lose my shit. I forget what it's like to be a kid, and I hold you accountable like as if you're a man, and that's not fair because you need time to be a kid and you deserve it. And he's a good boy that does come to work and he works and he does save his money. If I give him $80, he'll have it in there in his wallet next week. And he goes to school with it. And he comes back and sometimes it'll be like $84. I'll be like, what the fuck happened? And he's like, oh, so and so said they would give me $2 for my Skittles or whatever. And I was like, fuck it. You know what I mean? He's like, or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's cool. I'm hoping what happens is that it's a far superior product here in the US, which I think it is, and that I'm allowing my body to become saturated with it, which is what you want. And because it has such a long half life, that by the time Saturday comes and I'm up around 70, 80, you're going to be okay, dude. And if you have to fucking skip a day, skip a day. I still have a fucking shot, a load. I still have about, and it's probably a lot, dude. So I don't know, but I'm glad you guys all came in. You know why I wanted to fucking do this is because I'm getting a great signal. I figured out an in. I pick up a couple of subscribers. You know what I mean? And it's great, dude. And I'm like, hey, fuck it. And nobody else is on. If somebody else is on, like, I want to go talk shit and troll people and fucking have fun and shit. So, like, Sammy's on. You know what I mean? Or Desmond, or you know what I mean? I'll even go lurk in fucking Slab City. Um, Mad Mac. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, fuck it, just come on. And then everybody's in here, and it's like, okay, cool. I got to go here. Here's the thing. Do you guys think Brittany Griner is a dude or a chick? I've seen pictures of him before as a dude, and they show Brittany Griner now, and she has a man's chest, and they're saying that it's because she had her boobs removed. Like, what? Boobs removed? Who the fuck does that? And apparently, if you identify as something, you can, you can do it, dude. It's crazy. I think she's a dude because let me tell you something. Or she had a lot of confidence because I heard that there's a Russian basketball league and she was popular there and she was like she spent months combined out of the year playing in the Russian WNBA and she was like a known figure. They knew who she was. And she does that all the time. It's just crazy that they do grabs. Like I believe that Marine was really there taking pictures of cathedrals and they got him for fucking spying. But it's just because it's an opportunity, man. They'll grab anybody they can. And now that you just showed them, like Ronald Reagan already told you, once you negotiate with a terrorist or a bully one time, you're going to be obligated forever. So whatever you lost or whatever they have, that sucks. And I hope you learn your lesson to keep a more careful watch and a more tighter rein on your little lambs. But like that fucking happened, dude. And that, bye bye. Sorry that happened. But we're not negotiating with terrorists. That way, like next time, like, I don't even bother. Not, they'll kill the bitch before they fucking give you a cent, And Ronald Reagan was right. I've seen it in life. The streets are like that, dude. And if you give them one fucking penny, they will be there like clockwork. Anytime they need anything, you're going to be their go-to, dude, the way out. Just up, they're going to know. Just apply some pressure to this motherfucker and they'll fold. That's fact. So you should have just been like, fuck it, dude. You take the chance, dude. They were talking shit, Rodders. They have a Fox News, a Russian Fox News, and this lady was talking shit. She said verbatim, this is a possibly transgender um, known American hater that has said things against her country in her time of service, which wasn't even service. She's just playing games that she's getting paid for. She did no suffering. And then they said, and she couldn't, clearly was incapable. Her addiction was so advanced, she's incapable of going more than 10 hours without a vape, which I was like, oh, harsh, dude. Total facts, dude. Harsh. And they fucking seized it and they grabbed it. And you traded her for a guy who they said who was multi-decorated, a multi-decorated American hero who in during his time of service did tremendous suffering. Like you didn't go peel potatoes on an aircraft carrier for 14 months. You didn't fucking launch planes or work in logistics. Like he fucking got shot down, was in an internment camp, like real fucking suffering. Like you know what I mean? Suffered during his time of service. And yet the voters, she kept saying the voters, like, oh, we didn't fucking get asked or vote on it. It's the people we voted for made that decision. And I'm pretty sure nobody votes on who joins the FBI or the CIA, but whatever. And that's who's really calling the shots. So you fucking traded the one for the other, those people. And that says everything about us. And it was like, damn, dude, like, I think everybody should be, like, everybody should be treated equally, but you also got to know, dude, that they have a track record for just randomly deciding to grab somebody and kidnap them and hold them as a potential political prisoner if they're of any fucking notoriety. What did he do? He was taking pictures. They were all of cathedrals, but supposedly that was just his cover, they're saying. Okay, well, she got caught with a vape pen. Like, I know how it is, dude, to be, I know how, well, the gun running terrorist part, though, was our way of slapping them in the face a little bit because he's not a fucking desirable person. And he's not even like a political, like a politically Russian. Like, I'm pretty sure he's gonna have to do some fucking time there too. I don't know. He might do arms trades on their behalf, like in guerrilla war theaters that they don't want to like be actively participating in, but I don't think he was that favorable to them. And so we were giving them him kind of like an insult also. Because he's like a rogue agent. He's like a Eljo. He's somebody that doesn't he just kind of happens to come from there, but he doesn't have no allegiance to anything. He's just whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? His allegiance is his next fucking hit, wherever that may be. That's it, dude. And if you get stopped on the way to that, then there's just complete and total acceptance of that. And you're like, okay. Like, how's he sitting here in Peel? Oh, he just accepted it. It ain't happening today. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. It's not that big of a deal. But they did put a fucking thing in here too. They're good at picking people's trajectory, dude. If you have trajectory, you're getting fucking chipped. They put one in me when I got hit on the head and it works, dude. I've had the border patrol come out. There's this guy with this big reader device and he's walking through cars and he fucking come out and he has it because he's done this twice to me. And he come all the way over and he goes like this with the thing up and down me and the motorcycle and he goes, "Have you been in the hospital recently?" And I was like, "No." He was like, "Oh, okay." And he walked away. And then one day he was working the fucking booths and I seen him, he was doing his thing, whatever. I was like a couple cars back and I seen him look up and he had that device in his hand. He was looking at me and he looked back down and he looked at the car behind me. And then he came out of stopped what he was doing, came out of his kiosk, left the person that he was interviewing right there. And he fucking, with that device in his hand, he came over and he went to the car and he, in front of me and no. And he came to me and he was like, "Oh." And then he recognized me and he was like, "Oh." And then he didn't even like he got his answer because he didn't even like turn to look at the third car. He did, but then he stopped. Was like, "Oh, never mind." He went back into his booth with that reading device, and I was like, "Wow, dude, that chip is real, dude. The chip is real. It's right here." I had a massive brain injury, and I went to UCSD, which is the fucking that is like the CDC. That's where they get their people. Right here, I noticed there was a grain of rice and they fucking shot it in there with a fucking syringe. It wasn't even like they didn't even have to cut me, dude. And I didn't know. I thought it was just part of what I was doing because I was getting treatment for this fucking brain. My brain was hemorrhaging, and it was like, there's only two ways to relieve this pressure that's gonna fucking kill you. It's either drill a hole or your body's gonna start pushing the blood out through your fucking nasal and into your throat. And he said, and by the smell of your breath, you're uh you're swallowing a lot of blood right now. And then I was like, oh, well, this dude's right. And I'm like, okay, and he's like, and I think it might be less brain damage if we let it drain slowly the way it seems to be, besides of other option, which is taking a chance of not taking a chance. He's like, it's for sure gonna do brain damage. We drill a hole in your head to relieve the fucking pressure. And I was like, yeah, let's not do the hole. Oh, he's like, okay, you want to wait then? because it could cause brain damage. If you wait and it doesn't drain fast enough, it's going to cause massive brain damage. It's like there's already going to be brain damage, but and we'll help you with that. There's like groups and things for the shit you're going to be experiencing. And I remember that was it. I shut off everything else he was saying. He was just going more, 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 more after that. And I was thinking in my brain, like, groups, therapy, the fuck are you? What are you talking about? Like, I got fucking dope. And I was like, and then I remembered, like, oh, that's what I was doing when I got smashed in the head. And I lined the fucking. I'll tell you my trade secret, dude. Put stuff right here on your forearm, right on from your wrist. You could go from your wrist to your elbow, and if it's flat and concaved, they'll never fucking tell the difference between your arm and that. But if you can keep your head clear enough whenever you're dealing with law enforcement to put your hands, don't wait to be asked to do it. You put your hands up, either on the wall or on the nearest car, and they will automatically, by instinct, start patting you down on the chest, the front, the sides. Sometimes maybe they'll go to the armpits, but they'll never touch your forearms, I've noticed, or your hands. I've held stuff in my hand before and had it on top of my head interlocked with my other hand. And what they do is their training teaches them this, so they're not going to not do it. They're going to put their hand over your two hands and try to grab them and hold them tightly with one hand so they can grab their cuffs with the other hand and cuff you up. And then they're going to fucking pat you down everywhere except the forearm. And if they do, and it's flat and slightly concave to the shape of your forearm, every substance, either crystal, coke, heroin, marijuana, every substance will fucking flatten out between two pieces of plastic and fucking concave, okay? And I've gotten stuff into the jails like this. Yeah, you cough and look out my asshole, but it's in my fucking hand. You know what I mean? Or like any sleeve, a long sleeve T-shirt will fucking hold something in there. Just the elastic wrist, like usually, like you know what I mean. I'm just telling you, try it next time. Just try it with stuff, and tell somebody, hey man, first me, see if you can find it, and I guarantee you, they're gonna overlook it on your forearm every time. And so I'm telling you, I have guns that are flat and shapely for that exact place. I have karambits, knives, all kinds of shit that fits right there, dude, perfectly. The other day, I was fucking standing in line or I was doing something, right? Or I was in traffic and I was hitting thing. I looked over and there's a cop like right next to me, and I just went like this. Or I was at the fucking border patrol. I just put it in my sleeve. I did this. I just put it in there, man, and like pushed it down all the way. But yeah, dude, it's not. It's your best bet. I'm telling you, it's your best bet. Don't wait for them to tell you to put your hands up and on something. You do that. They won't second guess it. They'll think in because their adrenaline's going, dude, and they don't know what the fuck's going on. They're just looking in this computer as a total fucking square that's never made any mistakes. You couldn't conceive in your wildest dreams why or how somebody would even start smoking weed in the first place. And the only thing your computer is telling you that this guy's known for fucking weed. And so they're all like scared and tripping out. And he looks weird. And I don't know what the fuck. They haven't gotten any fucking of the shit back yet for concerning your registration or your fucking driver's license. So they don't know nothing, dude. And they're scared. And they're just going to assume that if your hands are where they're at, it's because you've done this before or because they told you to do that. They're not even going to question it. It's just routine for them. That's what happens. They're just going to go right to it automatically. One hand holding your two hands on top of your head while the other hand pats you down quickly, maybe on the way to his fucking lower body where his cups are, and he'll grab those and slap them on, and then go back to patting you down on the legs and ankles. And probably take your shoes and socks off and make sure, because that's where stupid people put their shit. And I smuggled dope across the border like that, dude. And I have been searched by Tijuana cops and Border Patrol so many times, dude. And I've had them touch it. Dude, I was at a rehab one time. I had just crossed the border and I was staying at a sober living facility. And I went to Tijuana to get dope. And I think I had like 4 grams of coke. It was more than an 8 ball. Okay. It was a gram or two more than a ball, dude. And I had all that, and I had like easily a few grams, probably 10 fucking grams. You know what I mean? Because I was really strung out, and I didn't like doing double trips or being sick. So I probably had 10 grams of heroin on me, and a bunch of needles, and a spoon, and a fucking you know what I mean? Like the whole kit. You know what I mean? And I'm in the bathroom at the sober living house, and I hear a fucking thank God by luck. You know what? I think I wasn't. I might have been in the place, and then somebody's like, "Oh shit, the cops are here!" And they full on Orange County cops raided the. This was in San Clemente, the worst fucking place to be against the police. And I ran into the bathroom. I heard them coming in the house, and they're like, "Hey, hey, is everybody out here? Everybody in the room? Everybody in the room?" And they're like, somebody's in the bathroom. They're like, he's flushing it. And they're like, open the door, open the door. I'm like, okay, man, look, I'm not flushing anything. I'm not going to flush a toilet. I'm opening the door. And I was wearing tidy whities, and I put it in my crotch, right? Because I didn't have a jacket or nothing on, man. I had a fucking t-shirt, maybe a wife beater. I couldn't do the sleeve thing. I'm like, fuck. And I opened it up. I'm like, I'm not flushing nothing, bro. There's a toilet. I threw some toilet paper in it, and I remember he was like, I don't know, like seemed like maybe looking around to see if I was covering something up in there, but he's like, all right, come on out here. And I remember he goes, did you search this one? And he goes, no. And then the other guy goes, all right, come here. And he patted me down, and he was patting the inside of my fucking crotch and hit that kit, and I felt him grab it, dude. You know what I mean? And it was like a definitely, you would have been packing, dude. And he fucking got super shy, and I thought, oh god, fuck, he found it. But I felt his vibration and his demeanor get embarrassed, dude. And he flinched his hand back real quick, and I looked at his face, and I could see like the shame and embarrassment, and I was like, oh, he thinks he just grabbed John Holmes's fucking dick, dude. I was like, God, if this guy only knew, stupid motherfucker, I have like a 1 inch dick, you retard. He thinks I'm John Holmes. And he goddamn had that fucking thing, bro. And I swear, and it was nothing but dope and needles. It would have been the biggest bust in their stupid fucking life. And and it was so pathetic, dude. They raided the sober home facility. I think all they found was like somebody had peeled the carpet up in one of the rooms upstairs that nobody was even in when they came to do the raid. And there was like an old hypodermic needle that was empty, stashed under the rug. It was fucking pathetic, dude. And I remember I'm asking, "Do you find any dope?" And they're like, "No." It's like, "Anybody on parole or probation?" They're like, "Yeah, we had a few guys." And then another one, some kid goes, "Hey man, I'm gonna be late for work. How's this long is this gonna take?" And he goes, "Well, who else has got to work here?" And I was like, "Oh." And I'm like, I don't know how to fucking work, dude. I was working my fucking putt. You know what I mean? And yeah, I was at work. And fucking dude, hey, I can't see how many people are in here. I might not even be anybody in. I don't know. Like if I'm telling my story for nothing or what, but I uh I walked out of the house. I walked out of the house and my adrenaline was fucking pumping. I was on like a super fucking high, as you can imagine. I remember going down the corner and going, fuck, dude, I need to go to a fucking bathroom and do a fucking shot, dude. And I fucking yeah, went back to a fucking. That's how nice this town is. You know what I mean? There's actually like a fucking coffee shop on the corner. You could use the bathroom. And I went in there and I did a huge speedball. which was dumb because in retrospect, I'm like, why would you commit yourself? Like you know what I mean? Like pretty much you know if at this point, if you do one, you're gonna do another one and you're committed to that until it's all gone. Like that's the only way. So now you're stuck in that and you need to get out of here, fool. You don't need to be like hovering around a bathroom for 3.5 fucking hours or like I don't know. You know, here's another pro tip that I used to do too. When you have small amounts of dope, small usable amounts, like say you have a half a gram, or you could probably do this with a gram, but I'll put it in between a plastic, like grocery bag plastic works the best, and I'll flatten it out real flat and put it in here. Huh? You go all the way. You have all this lower cheek where you can't see. What? Uh, I know what you're talking about. He's fucking, no, it's nothing. You know what I mean? And if they are like, let me see that, you could just swallow it, right? Like, why you don't do that, I don't know. But I also would do this one. I'll have, because you don't want to get it wet or something like that's for transpo. Like, I'm not walking around like that because then it'll be wet eventually. But I'll walk around with it in my pocket till I get to this point, or till I get pulled over, or till I get whatever. And then you could boop, you know what I mean? Put it in there. But another good thing I used to do was gum wrappers, dude. I would take the silver part of a piece of juicy fruit and I would just fold it up until it was like a little square like that, like what you do with the juicy fruit wrapper after you're done with it, or crumple it up into a thing. And if I took two or three and had them in my pocket, first of all, I never had a cop check the the, the key pocket. That's money. Never had anybody check that. They always forget about that one. But you could do that with it or mouth or whatever. But just having it in the pocket, I do it like that because it can be thrown on the floor and look like trash in like a fucking panic situation, dude. Like all fucking bets are lost, dude. Bye. And you could probably still recover it. And the one time my friend's house got raided. This was a dude who was a director at the sober living home and finally moved out and he was like manager of a Best Western. So he's like, dude, come stay over here. Joey, I got you, dog. And he's like, and so like we had a cool thing going over there for a while, but it gets hot, dude, and fucking it's like a very yuppie place. So like drug addicts stick out and they also congregate together. So it doesn't take long to figure out what's happening where. And they had hit that hotel. And I seen it coming and I fucking went out on the street. And so I was out on the street like a block down. And I don't know if they were something to do with what was going on or they were done doing what's going on, but whatever, one of them, a couple of them hit us up on the corner right there. Bah, bah, bah. Oh, fuck. Two of the people got arrested for dope and paraphernalia. I got searched down, and I remember the dude taking those gum wrappers out of my pocket and like looking at them and throwing them on the floor. And I saw him go on the floor, and I was like, "Oh God, thank God!" And then I was like, "Dude, if you play your cards right, you might be able to come get these if you fucking walk from this." And so I'm like, "Look where you're at!" Like, okay, I'm on the corner, of fucking Camino de Real and motherfucking San Clemente Boulevard or whatever the fuck it was, and they took the other two people, went, and I was just like, and they're like, you need to find some better friends, bro. And I'm like, okay, whatever, fucking suck my dick from the back. And they fucking drove off, and I got the dope. And I was like, God, so fucking dumb, dude. So those are my pro tips because it did save me a lot of trouble, dude, not having that on my fucking shit. But I'm not gonna go through that. I'm not gonna go through that. I won't do it again. I'll just get sober. I was already gonna fucking do that anyway. You know what I mean? If that's what it is, and that's what it is, I'm just like, I just can't believe that the people would fucking do that. They're making their money. And they obviously had some accountability going on because they were piss testing people and they were, not letting you do take homes or you have to go straighten this out or, you know what I mean? And there's no Medi-Cal, there's no insurance. It's like everything is cash. And it's like, what? How the fuck do you, and you just like turn your back, like, fuck these people, dude. It told me how you feel about us. And I think it's retarded because I think people like us that get their shit straightened out eventually would make better cops than the people that they have doing it. And I don't know. Not me because I'm a dumbass, but I know I have friends and people that I think would be better at finding dope on the cars and some of the momos that they have walking around with them fucking sticks with a mirror on the end of it. You know what I mean? Whatever you're paying that person, there's no difference between me and them. You could piss test me just the same, huh? In fact, I would wager to say if you gave them a little bit, if you gave them a taste, if you had your cocaine tooth fucking activated, right? Well, they say, Holy Spirit, activate, right? Cocaine tooth, activate. You're going to find that. I smell it all the time. I smell and I go, whoa, somebody's got fucking yay, dude, like packing hard, dude. And I'll look and there's not even a face. Those motherfuckers don't even register. I'm like, wow. Like, yeah, the guy that proudly says, I've never had cocaine in my life. Like, yeah, that's why you don't ever find any seizures, dude. They always check your gum wrappers. Johnny Cockring. That's a great name. Um, what? What neighborhood are you from, Johnny Cockring? Yeah, they're slick. You must be from a slickster neighborhood where there's a lot of activity because yeah, no, they never check that shit, dude. Or that says a lot about you, maybe you as a person, and that's your karma. And then me having never, like, I mean, bro, I've been using dope for 30, I think 36 years, and I've zero convictions. The only felony I've ever been busted for was 13 years ago, two separate baggies, each containing a gram of marijuana, and they charged me with sales. Yeah, in a crack neighborhood, I guess. But here's my question: crack isn't water soluble unless you add citric acid. So why would you not? Why would you not like keep it in your mouth? Why would you put dope in your coin pocket? I only did that with heroin because it's water soluble, and if you put it in your mouth, unless you put it in a balloon, then you can carry it and swallow it. But how about the forearm situation? All right, I'll redact the gun wrapper and the coin pocket thing. I guess that was a long time ago. When I'm thinking about that, but the forearm thing, dude. I mean, you got to do something. You got to do something with it. Seedless. Does anybody remember seedless clothing? They were in the seam along the arm. See that seam right there? They would have a like a 2 inch or a 4 inch stretch of seam that would be Velcro, and you could rip it open. It was a little stash pocket. Oh, Johnny Cochran, I will have so much time. Like I will see if you're the type of person that's going to put your knee in my neck. I will sense it by the look in your eyes as you're coming at me. I mean, unless they're like talking about somebody jumping out of the shadows onto you, which I highly doubt. You hear tires screech, you hear a rev of an engine, you hear a car hit the curb, or you hear the jangling of all that shit that they wear, and you fucking take it out and have it. Well, at least I did. I don't know. In your forearm area, you know, I don't know. How about fucking bro, I've never had that happen. I don't know where you live, but they don't do that here, bro. You put your fingers in my mouth, I'm biting your motherfucking finger off. That's facts. And then whatever charges, oh well. Whatever charges you put on me, I promise you ain't gonna get that finger back, you cocksucking fucking pig motherfucker. Put your finger in my mouth and see what happens. I swear to God, if you let somebody put their fingers in your mouth and you didn't bite it, in a fight or flight situation, you're a bitch. It's because you're a bitch, and there's nothing that can help you with that, bro. If you don't have that instinct to fucking jump, there's nothing that can help you. There's nothing that could give it to you. Life's been trying to give it to you, and you don't have it. So you're a bitch, dude. I'm just gonna tell you that straight out, dude. I would have bit your fucking finger trying to bite it off, dude. And it would have been like, bro, you stick your finger in my mouth, you obstruct your fucking airway. What the fuck do you think? That's it, man. Yeah. They can see a bitch too. They can see a bitch too. They are out there reading people. That's why they get tough because they either know that this is a tough person or this person's a fucking pushover and I can manhandle him, right? Like they're not doing that to a soccer mom or some fucking square dad that has a fucking he's a fucking certified CPA. You know what I mean? That looks like it, not like a certified CPA that like lives this like punk rock, plays lead guitar in a punk rock band. Like, you know what I mean? We're talking about real. But that's all right. I guess it's called covering, dude. That's really what it is. I guess you're right. I shouldn't try to take credit for trying to do sneaky things. It wasn't those sneaky things that got me not busted because you obviously got busted. It was the covering that God put over my life to keep me from getting busted, even though I was doing far worse things than you were when you, in fact, got busted. Because you did not have a covering over your life. If somebody's sticking their finger in your ring pocket in your fucking mouth, you don't have a covering over your life. Just saying, dude. Not as a 4-year-old child, I'm saying as a grown man. If another man's doing that to you, that's the kind of guy. And I don't need to look at what kind of shoes you're wearing, like Rodders, to fucking find that out. Like your words, you're snitching on yourself. But I would imagine that's why somebody would come into a stream where a dude's talking about dope and then start undermining shit they say and troll like comments because you don't like yourself. Because you don't know me, so there's no way you could actually not like me. And if you don't like drug addicts, like you're not doing drugs, you're squeaky clean as a whistle, right? You don't drink, you don't smoke, you don't dance the hoochie coochie, so it don't get better than you. So why the fuck are you getting shitted on? Trip out on that. Bro, you're not doing yourself any favors. If you're telling me it wasn't a man that manhandled me and stuck their fingers down my throat, it was a woman. That's even fucking worse. Now I now I got you pegged as a bitch, dude. You know what I mean? And I'm like the worst judge of character. I'd bet money, dude. Or you're fucking 12 years old. But 12 years olds don't know about getting fingers stuck down their throat and fucking crack cocaine in your ring pocket. And if you even know what a cock ring is, it's because you're a limp dick son of a bitch. And if you can't get away with dope, I would go, you're a no good limp dick son of a bitch. And you have no circulation. So you have to put a cock ring on in order to get any type of activity out of your limp dick. Fresh fish, dude. Yeah, exactly. Shed gang for life. And it's the chick that's getting the first rape in. Fuck. God damn. I'm going to make Shed gang for life. And I'm on my daddy's phone. What does that have to do with anything? What? That's even worse. That's even more even worse, dude. What the fuck? So you're not even a grown man standing on your own 2 feet? Dude, just like a dirty dog to dig a deeper hole. So I own chickens. I'm a chicken farmer. Hey Alex, he says he owns chickens. He's a chicken farmer. Is that did you just not like dig the last fuck that was like the last nail in your coffin? You're not gonna do any chicken fucker material? I got 5 chicken fucker memes just from House of 10,000 Corpses alone. There's a whole chicken fucker scene, dude, between Tiny and and the Black Pimp. They stop on the side of the road to get chickens, cook for dinner. Guy's like, "What you gonna do with these chickens? You gonna fuck them?" He's like, "What? What the fuck? Who fucks chickens?" It's like, so you're telling me that you don't pull those feathers aside, cram your dick in that tight little chicken pussy, and scream, "Woo! Chicken fucker!" It's a famous movie scene. Oh, Johnny C. Everybody is in this community and has been in this community, no matter who they say they are. It's somebody that's been here for a while. It's cool, man. Everybody's cool, right? Unless you're actually cool. If you're actually a cool person that cares about your reputation and is on guard, and you might look at me and have the right to look at me like, "Oh, I don't know about this guy, huh?" Like, you know what I mean? But how many of us are actually that, dude? How many of you are that, dude? That's what I learned a long time ago. Because I watch my own videos and I'm like, why, dude? Why? Like, just why, you stupid, dumb motherfucker? Like, why? I have so many questions. You know, people following you. Why? I have so many questions. And all groups is into a category of like psychotic, abused, neglected. I have so many questions. Whatever, dude. It's cool. You guys are here. A faithful group of 3 or foe. I just want to provide a platform, but you know what? The 3 or foe ain't here. How are you guys finding it? Are you just going through the subscription looking to see what's on and like, oh, there he's come up live? Like, you're not getting notification stuff, right? Because a lot of people are saying that there's no notifications. I don't know if there's something that with this guest shit that doesn't happen. I haven't figured it out yet. But I'm just doing it because I'm just trying to take advantage of something that was given to me. And you know what I mean? It's been working for me and I'm halfway to where I need to be able to just do it on my own legitimately all the time anyway. So I might as well. I can't do TikTok lives until after the 25th. I could go on other people's. I guess I don't know. I haven't like had the something just like turned off in me, dude. It's that fucking it's the monarch shit. Um that's how it is, dude. It's a feeling. It's just in the core of your being. They're mind controlling, telling me, nah, you're done for a while. We'll tell you when to go back on TikTok. Oh, that's what it was. Thank you for communicating. So you punched the thing through the shit, made dirty looks, started crying, being a big old fucking weirdo, exposing your weirdness and your bullshit to the people that might be over there looking, listening, the people next door, the people over here. And you didn't even need to do that. All you need to do is just do what you did 20 minutes later, which is, hey, Dad, can you open the garage? Trying to teach him communication because he's like his mother. And it's because I left him with the bitch while I was trying to start a business and get a fucking life together. And it did a lot of damage because he picked up the worst of her traits, which is, she's very defensive. She's very argumentative, um, no accountability, makes excuses, fucking double talk you and bullshit you, change the subject, um, just start ignoring you. I don't like what you're saying, so I'm just gonna ignore it. Start doing something else, like blatantly, like a slap in the face. And how are you not just gonna fucking react to that? You know what I mean? So it's a lot of fighting, a lot of chaos. Now you can't stand each other because you're fucking fighting and shit. And like to him as a kid, you don't even have a clue what the fuck you're doing. So it really must be confusing. But so I'm trying to untangle all that and explain to him, okay, no. Instead of getting pissed, like, oh, this is what's going on. Instead of being stupid, nobody knows why you're being stupid, even though I asked you 3 times. But now that you said, hey, Dad, can you open the garage? Doesn't that work a lot better? It's a little more effective than stupid faces. Because I'm not the one, dude. I mean, I swear to God, I'm the one that if I see any faces, any fucking complaint, dude, I get up at 4 o'clock every day. My day begins at 4 a.m. You're either there or you're square. And I ain't got no fucking, I'm not getting no reward out of it. You know what I mean? I might be going just to look for something to get into that might reward me. Oh, cool. Splendid behavior. You've been around so long. If you were the only one in here, I would keep talking. No, man, because Joey Diaz said it the other day in his podcast. He said, don't you ever think that maybe you were born in America for a reason? Or that maybe you have this ability to talk and make people laugh? Like that's what came out of your trauma, where everybody else want to act like half a fucking fag or some kind of fucking weirdo, and like the small fucking select people that get into comedy, you wanted to be funny. You found making fun with your humor, and it's like, hey, and then people all over the world are like that. But God put you in America. You ever think about that? Like that might have been a fucking reason for that. And I was like, well, instead, and then he said this, instead of living by yourself in a fucking 1 bedroom with 9 cats. And I was like, whoa. He used to come on the page with the original one. And I know because some of the people, like for sure. Hold on, I'll think of his name. He's the Honeydew Pie podcast. His name is, he's a easy, very forgettable comedian. That's why he hasn't made it. But he's always there. He always shows up. So he's got a seat at the table and he's with that whole fucking crowd of people. God, I'll remember his name. But he even dropped a comment talking shit about the El Joe hat. And it was his face, his account. I went and it was, oh shit, that's how I figured out who the fuck who he was. And it hurt my feelings. I was butthurt. I was like, what? Fuck you, dude. You fucking bitch. But anyway, so I know they fucking watch, dude. And besides, even if it wasn't related, even more better if it wasn't related, because that's the point of what I was talking about. About some people are here because you need to hear something that either is coming out of their mouth or talking about themselves or talking about some other shit or something. And that's it. So it's like if there's like one person, great. I'm glad you showed up. You're here. It's weird. I can't see I have a piece of tape on here. It's probably 11. It's either 1 or 11. Yeah, it is. It's more than one. Okay. Because I'm if there's only one person, I'm seeing 3 fucking comments right now. Okay. Now you guys are look at it. You guys are all cool with me. Everybody in here, I'm looking at the thing. I don't know who you are, Johnny Cockring, but I know you're somebody in the community because you wouldn't have come and had anything to say. So you're cool. Everybody in here is cool with me. Even fucking the Peter Puffer, dude. He's cool with me because I understand what's going on, dude. I understand what it's like when it doesn't work out. And I understand what it's like when it doesn't work out and like to be alone and there's no support network and like I make my living in the natural world, so I have a fucking tremendous understanding of how it works, and everything is in a continuous state of decline. You can't make more energy out of declining energy. You just can't do it, dude. That's why you can't use a battery charger to charge a battery. You have to plug it into an electrical source. Okay? That's way bigger than desiring. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's crazy, dude. TikTok.
Some iron.
Some iron?
Yeah, some iron right there.
Let me see.
Is it iron?
Let me see. Back up. That is definitely iron. Wow.
Oh,
But wait. No. Yeah, that's iron, but this is that was put there on purpose. See that? See how that was a concrete form. It's concrete. You guys want to hear a peace stream? Peace stream? I mean, stay golden. Showers. It makes fucking sense. I want to hear Kermit the Frog say, "Stay golden showers, piggy." Listen, I'm pulling my pants out and I'm whipping out my dick. It's not 1 inch, by the way. That was just a joke. But it definitely ain't the size of a few 8 balls and a fucking a shoot up kit. Oh god. One thing about getting older for me is I have a super fast metabolism, and I am just such. Oh. Now you guys can all say you've seen and heard LJP, right? And everybody else that wasn't in here missed it, dude. I might drop the phone and you get a shot of my dick, where you could get me banned. You could sell it to Nikki to get me banned. Be like, here, put the nail in the coffin, but it's going to cost you a couple bucks. And then, you know what I mean? You could sell it to her. I gave somebody in the community a full fucking picture, buck naked, like this. I went on the gooch. I fucking teabagged the thing. I went up the shaft. I had a magnificent boner. Yeah. And I was like, here. I hope, and they're like, why, dude? Just why? And I'm like, hopefully you can make $1 million with it one day. And I was like, what about that device? I was like, dude, if that person had any smarts, they fucking shut that device off, put it in a fucking case of pillows and fucking sealed it up and locked it and put it somewhere in a fucking warm, dry place. But I'm not, you know what? It's like, they're gonna say, whoever you get that from, because I've seen it, like Pablo Picasso made a lot of shit, right? Salvador Dali printed a lot of shit. So I've seen actors where they're like, yeah, it's cool and everything, but he did a lot of shit. Certain sports people, I think Tommy Lasorda is one of them, dude. It did just so much shit. Pete Rose too. I think he was selling memorabilia for a while. So there's just so much. I think I learned that on Pawn Stars. Actually, they're like, yeah, it's cool, but there's so much of it. So what are you saying? You hope that there's so much fucking Eljo dick and gooch pics that, oh, dude, you guys want to see real crystals? Okay, check it out. This is not a pipe dream. This is what we could do today. We could actually go through crystals. Go through crystals. Go through fucking, go through. Okay, you guys have all seen my sand dollar, right? You guys have seen, okay? The last time the ocean was this high right here, enough to even get this, was 10 to 14,000 years ago. So this sand, that's not a sand dollar. That's an imprint of a sand dollar in this fossilized fucking pressurized sand. All the actual shell and everything has been absorbed into the rock. So here, let's do it like this. So here you have, this is a clamshell. It's broken at the top, but if you see, it's a clamshell. Okay, but how can I do this? Let me turn the camera around. Here we go. But the see how it crystallizes in the center there? Can't really see that good with the camera, but just that part right there. Just this right here is all crystals. Can't really see it that good through the camera, but this one you can. This one you can, look. So that those crystals right there, if you look, this right here, was also a sand dollar, except it's all crystallized. The fucking calcium, see, or whatever it is, crystallized. Fuck. God damn it, I can't. And it's not shining good in the fucking in the light. It was like so shiny yesterday. But anyway, you could see this star pattern in the middle. And if you were here, you could tell that this was a sand dollar also. It's super big shards. These are big like chunks of clear crystal. I just can't get them to shine like good. They're clear, like see-through. They're not cloudy or. You see that star in the middle? This was definitely a sand dollar. Okay, and so a sand dollar, the last time the ocean was this high in Chula Vista, I researched it, was 10 to 14,000 years ago. So we know that all this shit is at least that old. Now watch this. I'm finding a lot of eggs because this is an estuary. This must have been like an estuary. So we find a lot of eggs, migratory birds, seabirds and shit. And we know that this egg is 10 to 14,000 years old, at least. That's what's crazy, right? So if I open the egg, right? And if you look closely, you see how you could see that paper thin white ring? You could see a white ring around the edge. That's the fossilized shell. And then all this stuff in the center was the fossilized material. And if you look really closely, you see how there's that next to the white shell line, there's that orange iron oxidation. That's from all the iron in the fucking in the egg over years of. So that's kind of cool. I haven't researched any of this shit. Whoops, to put it online. You want to see the crystals? So I noticed clamshells or any type of mollusk and shit. There's something on them. I don't know if it's the calcium or what, but they also do the calcium. You could see the iron, and then you could see the crystals. So I think the shells crystallize. But
I think think I know where the pipe is going. I think it's going down
Okay.
like a hill.
Anyway, it's like they're not shining. It's just this pocket right here. It's hard to tell the difference on this camera. I don't know. It's like what I'm doing. I guess this one is a little better, maybe. Let's see. Wait, let me turn this camera. You see, that circle right there is all crystal. You see it?
Little tiny shovel.
So, and you could tell that this is a sand dollar also by the little, see the star in the center? Too bad we didn't have the top piece. Because, see, let me show you where these guys come from. So, here's the other thing. So, this is where they come from. This is the rock pile. If you see a cement piling, that's just because the person didn't notice and they lumped it all in when we're moving this shit. But this is fossilized sea sand. And if you pressurize and it's as hard as a fucking rock, okay? Now see how it cracks in lines? If you follow those lines, put the chisel in there and break that apart, it'll peel apart in layers. But you could see there's a lot of shells and shellfish. See? So you know that this was in a fucking an estuary area. And then you see a lot of imprints in it where something broke off over time. This one you could see a lot of fucking shells and shit in there. And so you look for lines like that line right there because there's something in there, dude. Even if it's a fucking size of a dot, it will cause a rift where you see a line or the slightest crack. And so that's how you know. And you put the chisel in there and hit it. And it takes a good few times. This stuff is hard as a fucking rock. And when the pieces come off, you'll see, like, go back to some of my videos, you'll see that we found a moth in one of them, but it's the exact same moth that's around this area. So, like, I could tell that life was very similar back then. Look, there's where there was a shell. That's not a rock. That's a mollusk shell that's landing flat on its face. So you could bust that out of there, but it's probably not still a shell anymore. It's probably just the calcified. I could see a line right there, put the chisel right there and hit it. Watch, we'll do some in a minute. We could do some right now. I just can't hold the camera and do it at the same time. And this whole thing has to be gone through because we have found crystals, we have found life and imprint. And if you could find something like yeah, fossilization does occur very rapidly, Johnny Cochran, but you know what doesn't occur rapidly? The ocean level being at the top of this fucking hill 14 miles inland. But we do know factually that the ocean level was right here where I'm standing 10 to 14,000 years ago. You can go to the San Diego Zoo and fucking learn all about this shit and see there was a lot of the same, everything that we have now was here then. And there's some other things that we don't know about that were also here and around too that have since gone extinct. We don't know about them, but that's fact, bro. It's occurred very quickly. 10 to 14,000 years is a blink of an eye. That's nothing. And ocean pressure, I get it. It wasn't just a oil slick of fucking wet sand right here. It was heavy underwater to have that kind of pressure to make. I mean, dude, you got to take the sledgehammer to this shit and it doesn't bust.
Hey, Dad, good news. I found out where the pipe is going.
Cool.
And I was right. It is going down like that.
All right, well, let's get after it then. Uh, you guys got a lot of fucking uh. Oh, I don't know if you're in Texas, but talking about Texas, they got a lot of fossils. I remember Zane showing the Texas stockyards, and yeah, I know that's why it's right here. And I'm not making a big deal about it. That's why I don't give two fucking shits. And they're laying in a fucking garage because I got about $200 worth of copper over here when I'm digging these things out, and I find a pipe that's cut, not going anywhere, and has number 6 wire in it. Right? It's fucking 200 feet long. Not sure what they were doing with it, but you know what I mean? Mining in today's world, we have so much already refined and out here. Like, you're better off if you want gold, go chew some old fucking gizzard's ring finger off and take. Like, that's more than you'll ever find in the dirt and way easier. Like, you don't have to fucking, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be right on the claim to find, like, there's enough. And not only that, but even back then, there was more people that got rich mining the miner than mining actual minerals. Like, because there's a lot of people you could just sell them mining shit and pipe dreams, and they'll fucking pay you more money than somebody would make. Bro, you haven't even seen my fucking kid. You haven't seen him on the fucking stream to even say that, bro. Like, that's how I know you're just trying to fucking troll. Um, but he probably is hungry because we got up at, I think, 8 o'clock. We got ready. We left the house. I think it was 9. I got to the methadone clinic, I think, at like quarter after. Like, oh, then we went to 7-Eleven, got 2 pieces of pizza. Yeah, they were hard. You know what I mean? Plus, there's a bunch of fucking, well, not a bunch, but there was a bunch of shit in the house. It's like there's only a couple of things now, but.
You should show them what I look like.
And dude, the size of this kid, I guarantee takes bigger shits than you do, fool. I bet you he's got one on deck, ready to come out on the poop deck right now, in the batter's circle, ready to come out, and it's longer than your fucking shit. But that's how I run. That's the kind of program I'm running, bro. I'll work you to death with no food, no fucking nothing, because that's how I do myself. I get up and I've got too much to do to stop to eat. So I just don't do it, dude. And I will go to work and I will do whatever the fuck I have to do until I'm like physically fucking weak, maybe blood sugar shaking, and I'll knock down a couple of fucking rock stars and a hot dog. You know what I mean? Sometimes not even that. I'll actually make it home from 4 to 4, dude. That's not that long, bro. That's not asking that much to go. It's not that hard. 4 to 4. You get over the initial nausea pretty quick. And I've learned it from bodybuilders. It's not like that's what you do, dude. If you want to have serious muscle gains and not have a fucking stomach or fucking flaps, that's what I do. So you as a motherfucker that's up my asshole or put into my life that I have to fucking take care of, you're gonna do as I do, which is work your fucking dick into the dirt. I don't want to hear any complaining. You're not gonna get anything to fucking eat or drink. There's a hose right there. There's some fucking Slim Jims and Rock Stars right there. And that's it, dude. And if you don't like it, there's your fucking, you could go to Soft White Underbelly and click on your mom's video and maybe get in touch with her. You could go to fucking foster care. You could tell the Border Patrol at any given moment, the 2 times that you fucking talk to them every day, like, dude, just get me away from this motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? Or you could learn, like, I don't know, dude, like this motherfucker hasn't had a job in 10 years at least. but we've never been homeless. In fact, I can never think of a place at a time, any place I ever had that I didn't have to cough up at least $1,000 just to get in. And you've never experienced homelessness. The closest thing you could say to that was when you moved from Slab City to TJ, but you were in hotels the whole time, so that doesn't count. And yet you never have less than $1,000 on you. The second it goes $1 fucking less, you start hustling. Like, I'll take your shit. I'll take $2 from you just to put it over at 1,001, because my heart just, it doesn't feel right, dude, under $1,000. Like, I gotta have that on deck just in case. Because if my fucking, like, the worst case scenario happens, I gotta be able to get out of it because I'm the only one driving the fucking boat. And that's what he's learning. He's learning, like, there's not anybody that's gonna save you. There's not anybody that's gonna help you. Not only do they not give a fuck, but they're trying to get whatever you're after for themselves. So fuck you. And having that knowledge going into it while you're going to get it, I don't have to ask another man to do it for me or employ me because I can't employ myself or fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, I do the same thing. We're both electricians, but I work for your electrical contracting company and you reap the benefits and your kids go to college and you have nice cars and everything. And I'm just some fucking cuck fucking worker that does the job. You never even step foot on the job. I do the whole job. And I'm like proud of that. And I go home to my fucking beta wife and tell her, like, yeah, he depends on me for everything. He can't fucking live without me. I do the whole job. He never even steps foot on there. And then I get the check for $27,000 and I give it to him. Well, he gave me $2,000 for 3 weeks of my time. Oh, I'm going to be late. I better go. I answered this man, and if I get there at 7:31, he doesn't like that. Toot toot. Facts, bro. That's your mentality. That you believe in your heart of hearts you would die without a job, and you go home and you stress out. You give your God-given light spirit to spend in moments of stress over the fact that in your insecurity you think that this boss is going to fire you. You're worried because he does it on purpose and keeps you in a worried state of constant fear because they learn that that's a control tactic and he's a bad person. Because, dude, to expect somebody to do your work and you never have to step foot on it and they think that they're doing something good and they're proud of it and you never bring it to their attention, like, brother, you should be providing for yourself. Like, there's a stepping stone to get you where I'm at, and you fly off on your wings. You know what I mean? That's why real men subcontract. They're not fucking employees. I feel rotten as a human being because I know this and I'm not teaching you. Like, nah, bro, you want to stand on your own 2 feet. You don't want to, your kids is looking at you, bro. Be a fucking man. You know what I mean? No, you don't know what I mean. You think you got to have a job because it's fear. It's all the faith. It takes a lot of faith that I can do it. There's not going to be a paycheck this Friday, but I can go out and hustle more money than I was going to get paid from that paycheck. Or I don't believe that and I'm scared and, well, let's just keep our mouth shut and we'll fuck with it later. Let's go do what we got to do. And how long has gone by, bro? How long have you been doing that for? Takes a lot of faith to be like, fuck these people. I'll tell anybody in the fucking, come at me with any amount of bullshit, dude. Even if I'm depending on you. That clinic over there, the shit, this job I'm on right now. If there's anything bad or something fucked up, I will tell you in 2 seconds. Like, I can't fuck with you no more. And be like, well, what are you gonna do? I don't know. I guess it's in God's hands. And you could be the worst person on the face of the earth, bro. But as long as that's your attitude and that's what you say in public, that other people are hearing you, and then they can watch it play out, God's gonna honor that, bro. And it says so in the Bible. Because if he doesn't, then who the fuck's gonna want to listen to anything he has to say? That's how it works. That's why faith is such a big one. That's why even when God's revealing himself, he's not going to reveal himself. He's always going to leave it to wonder. Is that because it's your faith, bro? That's the most important thing. Because if you don't have faith in this person, then you're not going to have anything else. Everything you do with them is just going to be a dud if you don't have any faith in them. So it makes sense that that would be the basis for all fucking advancement. And he doesn't fucking take no shit. And he does know how it goes. And he would be like, why would I, like, you have to get a job. He'd be like, what? Why would I go report or sell my booty to another man to do the exact same thing that I'm like doing now? Why don't I just go out and find my own fucking trees or find my own electrical contracts or find my own fucking framing jobs or remodels or additions or
Oh God.
what you do is you go to a place and you absorb everything you can and you learn from them and you with the hopes that you're going to emulate that fucking behavior as soon as you have the fucking tools in the vehicle. And if you already have that on the licensing and the knocking on doors, we have information age now, so you could fucking go and fucking network. And if you do one job for somebody, they're gonna tell 5 fucking 100 people, dude, and it's gonna just take off. Even if it's 1974, you just write, "I see your need for blank." You make 50 fucking blank lines, and you go photocopy that. And you carry all 100 of those photocopies around with you, and you're driving, you see the stucco peeling off the wall, and you're like, I see a need for complete stucco repair and possible water damage to any 2x4s or structure. This is my name, this is my references, and you leave it there. Don't knock on the door, don't bug them, put it under the front doormat where they know you've been on their property, they know you could get in there and nothing's gone, nothing's fucked with, nothing's missing. You didn't disturb them, and you gave them something of value for free that they could take to another contract and be like, see, this guy said 800. Can you do it for 7? Like, they're using that. You just made them $100. You gave them something for nothing. And I find that not 90%, 100% of the time, it's like planting a seed, dude. And that fucking seed is going to pop open. That person's going to call you next week, next month. I have people calling me where I didn't use that flyer for 2 years. And so I found that they'll call you 2 years, they'll call you 10 years later. When you plant that seed, they're going to fucking hang on to it because it's worth something. They know how much that work is worth. Hey, what's up, buddy? So how would they not fucking honor that? You know what I mean? And they do, and they appreciate it, and they'll call you back, bro. And that's how it starts. I'm telling you based on what I did in 4 years. No, before that, actually. And it worked. You know why I'm telling you this, dude? Because a guy I used to work for stopped me and started telling me, dude, and explained it to me one day. And was telling me how he used to work for other people and fucking wait, where are the keys? Yeah, because you can't do it, bro. You can't do it as a respectable human being. You can't watch somebody eat shit or make mistakes that you have the answers to and live with yourself not knowing that you're not explaining this person, that they don't know any better and you're not taking the time to teach them. So it's going to wear on you, dude. And eventually you're going to teach them or you're just a bad person. So that's part of the reason that Jesus said it's easier for a camel to get through the eye of a needle than it is a rich man to get into heaven. Mostly it's because the rich man won't put down his riches and his money and his material things and leave it in order to enter the kingdom of heaven, or can't fit all that shit through the eye of a needle and won't leave it so that they can squeeze through. That's part of the reason. The other part of the reason is because to gain riches like that and keep them, even you could win the lottery, it could be given to you, but to keep them with all these fucking savages coming in continuously to take a bite and whittle it down, to keep it, you have to become a kind of a person that would know what's going on, see other people that don't know any better, and not tell them, but exploit them or do what that motherfucker's doing to you right now, which is making you scared, coming in and telling you, oh, you were late yesterday. I don't know, man. I got another guy, Juan's showing up. And man, you got to see this guy. Fuck, dude. You know what I mean? No, only because knowing you just fucking had another kid or whatever. I remember those days, dude. So anybody that would do that is the biggest fucking piece of shit, dude. That's the other reason why it's harder for a fucking camel to get through the eye of a needle than a rich man to get in heaven. And the rich people I do know that would make it through, they are willing to let go of everything and they do it all the time. And that's why part of the reason they have what they have, and they know that they're not going to have it one day too, even maybe at the end. And you know what? I know another motherfucker that he's a pastor. He said people call him at the end of life. That's one of the most frequent thing he does besides weddings, is come to give people their last rites or pray over them, be with them while they're dying. And he said he's done thousands of them. And he said, and people only pass one of two ways. They either are really peaceful and accept it and just close their eyes and go, or they're fighting and there's always something that they have to do or some reason why they can't go, and it's all the way until they fucking like that. That's it. There's no in between, dude. So think about that. That's why I'm telling you this shit, because I can't fucking even Jose. That's what's like, why don't you adopt Jose? Yeah, that would be good. It'd be good content. And it's good for him. But you know what? He ain't gonna receive it, dude. He ain't gonna want to do any of the things, dude. Right? Because it's like there's food in the house and all that stuff and everything like that. It's kind of like a joke, but in a way, it's not a joke. That's why I got like semi-defensive about it a little bit, because like he does do intermittent fasting with me. Goddamn right. You gonna bug me? I'm gonna make it easier for you because it's hard for me to have you on my job. If I made it easy for you, it would encourage you being here all the time, and I can't do it, dude. So you got to come to work, not to hang out. And there's sacrifices that a man has to make. Like if I have to skip lunch or I only have enough money for gas and I'm gonna need it to go do a job that I'm gonna get fucking $600 for, then I'm skipping lunch and I'm getting gas. And that's what a lot of people can't do. They can't even skip that crystal meth and shit, dude. I've been skipping I haven't even gone and gotten any dope. I haven't been on that fucking 100 milligrams for 4 years. And then they just stopped. And I transferred places. You know how fucking hard that is, the hell you have to go through? And all these questions and shit. And I've been sick, dude. Oh, you know why I've been fucking Johnny Flaps? Why I've been Johnny Flapjack is because it's like what they call a pink cloud. I've been so fucking doped out for so long that now just the lower end of my fucking dose, I'm like, oh, all alive again. Like, oh.
Why are you so close?
Dude, we're not doing that today. Don't worry. I'm going to take you to get your present today. I found extra money that I thought I had. All right, let me do this then. Let's do this, bro. Let's move this right here. Listen to me.
What?
Oh yeah. No, I've heard that too. They say that too. They say that too, Rodders. If the sewing needle is a small door, then that's even better because that really illustrates my point. Like you can't make it through a small door if you're carrying all your riches, dude. You know what I mean? And gold, silver, bullion, things of intrinsic value, real value, like that, are heavy. You're not rich if you're carrying $20,000 worth of bars, which you would need. Like that wouldn't fit through the door. And that's not even rich. Rich person would has like $1 million worth of bars, which is definitely not going to fit through that door. And you have to go through the door and leave your millions out there on that side. But they're going to take it and it's going to, yeah, yeah, that's right. But that's the only way you're going to fit through the door. You can't carry that shit through that small ass fucking door. A camel could get down on its fucking front legs, knees like that. They bend backwards even. So they could fucking get down maybe easier than you could get through there with that shit. Your Harley wouldn't fit through that fucking thing. I guarantee that. Even though, even being a chick's bike, it still wouldn't fucking fit. Would you leave that? I guarantee that's your whole fucking identity, dude. Well, I'm not gonna like say that, but it's a big part of it, man. You know it. You know what I mean? And it's like most people couldn't even understand that. They're like, a chick's bike is your whole fucking identity? Like you're wrapped up and like that's the fucking richest thing? Should have left that when you were fucking 12 years old. But like, I don't know. I wouldn't want to ride down Sturgis on a chick's bike unless I was like, I see like these 19-year-old motherfuckers, like, you're all into Freemasonry, you're a top fucking welder, and your dad's like foreman in the shipyard, and you got your shit together, and you're real fucking good dude. I know plenty of those guys like that, and they had a Sportster and the fancy mustache with the fucking suspender and the bow tie. Remember those people, the ones that gentrified everything? I seen them every now and then on Sportsters, but then they figure out fucking choppers, dude, and right, they're not gonna fucking leave that. I would. I know a guy that would. Like somebody did that the truck I'm driving right now. I mean, that's worth $4,000. You could have $4,000. But they seen that I needed it, and they're like, here, just gave it. Feel like God's telling me to do this. Like, but you don't have any proof that God's telling you to do this. Surely it'd be easy for you to talk yourself out of it. But no, like that's because that's the kind of person they're in. They just go right through, dude. They'll leave everything and not even give a fuck, dude. You ever heard that song? Ain't looking for freedom. Ain't looking for freedom. 'Cause to find it, it took everything I had. Won't take everything you have, bro. You have to give everything, bro. Anybody that's free will tell you that. They so scared of what other people think about them or what the fuck kind of shoes they have on that they don't even become themselves until they've lost everything. Their wife left them. They end out back on. They ain't got nothing left to lose no more. Now they're the funniest motherfucker in the game, dude. They open mic it with no material and they're killing it. They're hilarious. And you're like, damn, bro, that's crazy. I would never tell people that shit. Like, I just don't give a fuck. I don't have anything to lose, bro. Like, my wife died of cancer 2 years ago. My son died in a fucking motorcycle accident. You know what I mean? I lost my business. They foreclosed my house. Like, I'm not, bro. Like, they suspended my driver's license for a kid I didn't even know I had. And then I got my shit impounded, and I got nothing left to lose. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Right? Out of 20 motherfuckers in the room, you're the only one that looks like you may have fucking sucked a dick. You know what I mean? I don't care. I like, you know what I mean? Guess what? You've definitely thought about, you know what I mean? Like if there was enough in it, you would do it. If by do it you mean like make the point of my tongue super fucking pointy and just barely touch it like that. Okay, I've done that counts. Like no, 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 it doesn't count. I'm talking about cup of nuts, stroke the shaft, swaller in the gravy. On a fucking chick bike.
Dad, what?
because I just don't care. Like, what do I have left to lose? Now, if I had some fucking shit and I was trying to impress people or I gave some kind of fuck that there was something worth it for me that was somehow going to be worth a shit compared to the everything in life that I was born with and started out with, but somehow you're going to find something that's magically worth a shit, right? Like, not going to happen, bro. Like, I have nothing left to lose. I just don't care. And I'll say whatever the fuck I want because I'm actually free. You know what I mean? As free as I'm going to be, right? So eventually it's just going to either get freer or if I was on my last breath, dude, I wouldn't give up, dude, because it's already happened, bro. It's already happened. It happens all the time. I've been a surfer my whole life. I still fucking hit it, dude. I don't have a surfboard. All I have is a fucking solid kayak, dude. That's one of those lifetimes, so it's fucking solid, heavy, and it's that which means it's dangerous, dude. In big surf, that thing will break your fucking back in half. So dangerous. You do not want to be in front of that thing in any kind of fucking wave coming. You have to be on the other side of it. But anyway, I paddle that out all the time. And I almost die all the time because the dabbing is finally catching up with me. In fact, I've already had a conversation with the ocean twice that I had to either pick it or dabbing. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go with dabbing. And I've had to fight for my life, dude, to get in. And like, I couldn't breathe. And I was going to die. I was like, oh, I'm going to just die. Nobody's even ever going to know what even happened. And I couldn't, bro. Like, I fucking. Luckily, I have one toe that's like ET's finger. It's like long as motherfucking shit, longer than all the other toes. And I, by the grace of God, it was like, oh, I seemed like, oh, I was just caught in a fucking whirlpool, dude. That I just could not even get 1 inch. It was just, sucking me back. And this fucking, see this wave going, oh, and I'm like, if I could just get in the impact zone, I could get pummeled enough to at least, get another inch. I just needed 1 inch, man. I could feel that long ass ET toe touching the reef, like just reaching like all the other toes are like this, and this motherfucker's like that, like, and I could feel it. I'm like, please. And I looked up, I seen this wave coming. I'm like, please hit me. And I like got in the way and they were rolling over, dude. And then it would suck me back out. And I was literally just stuck and I was gassed. I was done, dude. I already said, fuck you. I choose dabbing. I'm out of here. No, motherfucker, I'm gonna take your nutrients today. And that motherfucking thing hit me. Poof. And then when I came up, I could get like a good scrape with my foot, but the water was sucking out, dude. And so it was pulling me, and I was like trying to hold on to that reef with that one long ass toe. And I must have held on just enough. I could see another wave coming. I go, fuck, please hit me. And it hit me, and I tumbled another couple of feet. And then I was up to here. I was like, okay, I'm Gucci now. And I just started, I'm like, oh God. But I was gassed, dude. And I've never had that happen, dude. I started hyperventilating. I was so gassed. And I just was like, oh God, I'm not gonna be able to catch my breath. And then it was sucking me back out. And I couldn't, I, I had no strength, dude, to stand my fucking spot. And I'm like getting like this. And I'm like, oh, dude, if it goes back to where I have to work to breathe, I'm done, dude. Because I was done. And I felt it like just giving up and like I'm just gonna take a breath of water and sink to the bottom and die. Fuck it. I have nothing left, dude. And I couldn't do it. It was like I would like try to do that, but there was something that would be like, no, and start fucking scrambling. And I'm just like, hey, I'm like, I at any moment I could sell this bike to a chick and probably make 10 grand. That'll definitely get me started on a manly build. Or what the fuck are my, what are my fucking, any of my rental property investments doing? I mean, you can't be drinking $20,000 of, no, it's weird. I bet chicks do love it to drive. The problem for you is you haven't had one around you. If you could get one around you that would take a ride, that would probably work out pretty good. But hence is the fucking paradox. I mean, there's something going on because just like Peter Puffer, you never did that because you was on the run. Your license was suspended. It makes sense why there's no riding videos because your license is suspended, dude, and you didn't go take care of that. You said fuck them, duh. Good turn, catch me, duh. It's against the law, dude, to fucking incarcerate people for back payment. It's because you're not showing up when they're telling you be here to do this. You're not making the court date. So a grown man has to gain control of you and lock you up, pay $70,000 or whatever it costs from the time they lock somebody up to the time they see a fucking judge. That judge ain't working for $15 an hour, I'll tell you that. That's a fucked up system. But you know what? You know why they don't care? Because you're going to be paying for it. They're going to charge you. Now they got your ass. You never made $100,000 in your life, and they taxed your ass just for that, just for this year. Next year it's going to be another 100. So that's it. You're never going to. And eventually they will keep making it harder and harder so that more people are on the streets. That way they can rally everybody and go, see, something has to be done. We have to take drastic measures. There's too many people on the streets. We need debtors prison. And once they do that, that's it, dude. Now they got all the people to pick the fields and pick the beans for Bill Gates. Dude, Merry Christmas, Dan Dan. Dan Dan knows TJ. No, this is YouTube. Is that better? That's why I'm doing it. Why? If it was TikTok, it'd be bad? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you knew, dude. I'm just trying to enjoy my day, dude, and vent a little bit. You know, I was gonna do the copper, but I'm like, I'm so tired, and like, I didn't get here till late, and I'm like, I've been through a lot, and then I'm looking like, what? You just told me I'm gonna have to run a marathon? Why? Just get the UA. Like, what do you stand to lose by giving somebody 60 milligrams of methadone to take home with them for one day? They're gonna start a cartel, even if they gave that to somebody else. There's no more to give. Like, you know what I mean? If they sold it for whatever, it's a one-time thing. Like, what the fuck? It's not. It's like so stupid, so big a deal. And you think somebody's gonna sell something, give something away, trade something, and they themselves are gonna be sick? Like, I thought that was a founding principle of addiction. That junkies are really selfish and they'll do whatever it is to just get themselves another hit. They don't care who they burn, rob, whatever the fuck. It's all about me getting another hit. So how the fuck? It's about me getting another hit, but we can't let you have it because you might give it to somebody else. Like, no, it's about me getting hit. See, that's what doesn't make sense because you're not dealing with people that are experts on addiction. You're dealing with people that have no clue. They've never made a mistake. And the only motivation in their doing anything is that they don't lose their job because somebody has them convinced that their provision comes from them, not God, comes from this job, this clinic. Even though you were okay for 30 fucking something years until you got this job, somehow your life's gonna fall apart, even though we're not even paying you that good and you're stressed out and you don't like it, just by somebody coming in and saying fucked up toxic shit, backhanded compliments, so you can't even put your finger on it. And if you ever dare do, it's your fault. It's something you did, some dysfunction you have, right? It's just hilarious. That's the backlash of the information age that people don't see. The double-edged sword, but there's another edge that you don't even fucking realize, which is truth. And people get to the bottom of the truth of why they're doing the things they're doing, why other people are doing the things they're doing. And there's no way you could have that gain any understanding like that and not be a fucking better person. Dan Dan has been around for a long time. I hope you have a merry fucking Christmas, Dan Dan. Splendid. Have a great day. Thank you for coming in. I hope you come back all the time. And then what?
Why do you always like talk about like all that?
I don't know. That's what TikTok says too. That's what they're trying to break me of, yeah. Because I just have this toxic fucking trait, dude.
Oh, you always talk about it.
But you know what? The grind is real, Dan Dan. But you know what's up. That's what I was gonna say. So the Peter Puffer, it's like this, dude. Like, yeah, he's got a warrant. He's gonna go for jail. It's like, what? That's like not punishment, dude. You're like rewarding him. That's like telling me, like, you're doing something. You broke the law. We're gonna lock you up with a bunch of chicks, and you guys aren't gonna have nothing to do. You're gonna have to eat together, sleep together, and some of them are gonna be hot and attractive to you, and you're not gonna have anything to do but look for ways to relieve stress and work out. You're like, no, don't do that to El Joe. Fuck him, dude. What? No, send him somewhere where there's no fuck. You know what I mean? Like, send fucking the Peter Puffer to an all chicks prison. Then that'll be torture. But you're sending him to a dude's prison. That's like his dream. That's not even punishment. No wonder he's doing it. He's like, I'm gonna give myself a Christmas present this year. It's raining, man. Hallelujah, it's raining. Right? He's riding around on the bike. Like, you don't ride around on the bike because you don't want to get busted, because then everybody will be laughing at you. But like now that they put it out there, you're like, fuck it. He probably has 2 phones up his butt already, so he could take them in there. I see, dude, TikTok, they'd be streaming like a motherfucker from prison. I don't even know how they can do that.
You know, in my country, imagine they make prison for kids, except you get everything as a dream, like a PS5 and all that stuff.
Alex wrote a joke yesterday.
Um,
It's hilarious. But I'm not gonna tell it. Well, wait.
so
Well, okay. What is? You know why Evan likes babies so much? Because they're really dumb. They're easy to trick, and they put everything in their mouth. Alex wrote that joke yesterday.
yeah, it took me a minute to figure it out.
You know why I pick on him, dude? You must love the guy because you said his name 15 fucking times already. You know what I mean? I seen Mad Mac. I love Mad Mac. But anytime you watch him, especially when he's drinking, he said, Nikki, 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 Nikki. Oh, Nikki, 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 Nikki. Or Nikki is like, I could kind of see you guys together. Like, I think if you guys were definitely alone in a room, you would fucking smash, dude.
Yeah, would you?
100. And I'm just like, no, now I'm really.